Hello, everybody, and welcome back to part 2 of our press conference for Prime Video's I Want You Back, which releases February 11th exclusively on Prime Video. It's going to be in 240 different countries and territories worldwide. So without further ado, before they go around the world, I would like to introduce you guys to our second part of the conference. Without any further ado, please welcome to this stage Charlie Day and Jason Orley.
Hey.
What's up, guys? And then we also have Scott Eastwood and Clark Bacco joining with us. What's up, guys?
Hey.
I have to say, this is like the virtual Hollywood Squares of my dreams. This is the way it should be. This is awesome. Congratulations, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. This movie it's incredible. I told you this off camera, but I just love it so much. And I was telling your co-stars earlier this morning that I thought that it really, kind of threw the old rom-com on its head a bit, right? There's something so fresh about it. And I wonder, for you guys, did you know each other before? Like, did you know your partners before? Or did you just meet for the first time? And if so, what was that like? And Clark, ladies first, I will start with you.
Thank you. That's nice. No, I didn't know anyone. I knew that Manny was Canadian, so I think I felt like I knew him for some reason because of that. But apart from that, I was meeting everyone for the first time. I got to meet Jason, Charlie, and Scott in a rehearsal before we started shooting, which is always really nice. But apart from that, yeah, I just kind of thrown in there, and it was amazing because everyone's amazing.
Yeah. And for you, Charlie, did you know Jenny before?
No, I'd only met Jenny in passing. I was obviously a big fan of hers from pretty much everything she's ever done. Scott and I had worked together before, though. This is our second movie together.
And will be our last.
I hope not. And I was excited that he came on. And I met Gina on set for the first time.
Oh, cool. And speaking of Scott and Charlie, the bromance in this movie it's off the charts. Please tell me that you guys researched throughout the evening. Did you guys throw down to get those party scenes right? Like, how did that work?
I did drink a lot of your beer, Scott. He
That's true.
He makes a good beer, and I think I was your top customer.
That's true. We didn't get to do as much broing out as we wanted to because of COVID, right?
Yeah, we were sort of like in our little bubbles, but I don't know. I mean, we pretty much have always kind of hung and got along well. And I was excited that Scott got to do like a comedic movie. It's about time.
The first day of shooting was all the Scott and Charlie in the gym. Like that was like, so it was like immediately like with the dumbbells and with all that stuff and like that. So I showed up and I was like, I wonder what this is gonna be, and it was like, oh, this is incredible. This is the bromance. This is it.
It was a good start to the movie.
Yeah, I think the first scene in the movie we shot was Scott trying to get Charlie to take his shirt off when he's got the camera. That was the first thing we shot, and it was like, oh, this is. I'm just gonna stay out of everyone's way. I'll just be over. I'll be back here. This is not gonna be an issue.
That's the golden rule, right? Get the cardio out of the way first, and then everything else will follow. Jason, for you, this movie I felt towed the line so perfectly between romantic comedy and drama. There's some obvious delicate moments, right? But it's so funny, and the audience never feels uncomfortable or they're always rooting for these characters. How important was that for you at the helm to really make sure that the line was like right down the middle?
Yeah, I think there's something so in all of my favorite romantic comedies, they come from a place of like real emotion.
Yeah.
Like the breakups are real and the sadness is real and the heart is in there. And I just, and I think because you can take out the jokes and there's still a great movie there. There's still a great kind of dramatic premise.
Right.
And so for me, that was the most important thing was like, before our amazing cast adds their special sauce, like, is there which is like, how funny they are and how like they can just take any scene and to just take it to another level. Is there a dramatic story we're telling that works? And that was a big focus for me. And and I think that's why, and that's what makes it funnier. Breakups are relatable, and so they're funny when you see somebody else going through something that you've been through, and you can laugh at that. I think that like those are all the crying scenes, and When Harry Met Sally, and and some of these these great rom-coms, and like You've Got Mail, and all in all Nancy Meyers films. Like that's what I love was the dramatic scenes, because those are the funniest ones.
Yeah.
Well, you were really good too at always grounding either the performances or the way we were going to just approach a comedic scene to say, all right, first and foremost, we're going to tell a real story about real people with real emotions. And then once we get that down, then we can get funny, but never funny to the point where we're going to tip over the reality of the people, which was great.
Yeah, and I think that for like that was something that honestly everyone knows how funny Charlie is, and knows and sees him and on his show, and I don't think they realize how much kind of thought goes into a lot of even the more broad comedy pieces of like, are we making sure, okay, I'm jumping off the second floor into a hot tub, but like how did I get here, and like who am I, and making sure that it doesn't just feel like a joke for just the sake of being funny, for the sake of putting something in the movie. Like, who is this guy? How did he end up on this ledge? And like, making sure we're bringing everything about this character and about the story we're telling into these funny moments. Him hiding in a basket and all this stuff. And that was something that I was really excited by. And meeting Charlie, and from our first meeting, of just how much thought went into all of it, went into just even the things that feel like that they're improvised, that feel like they're just and they all come from this place of, are we telling the right story? Are we telling the story of our movie, and is this something my character would do? So that was something that was kind of fun, and I think people would be excited and surprised to know that.
Yeah, I mean, I think you got the best performance out of me I've ever done. So I appreciate this guy.
You should be bronzed in the town square. You did it. No, you're so great. You're so great in this. And Clark, you play Baker in this movie. So I guess kind of on the theme a little bit. Get ready for this, sure to be Emmy-nominated segue. What do you think the ingredients, I'm so sorry, you guys, are of this film that made it the perfect rom-com? Like, because it really, really is. And what kind of helped to make this so fun for you, I assume, to work on?
That was a profound stretch. I really liked that one. Good job.
Your segue.
Gosh, I mean, hard not to say exactly what Jason just said, but to me, it is the balance of understanding that comedy comes from intense vulnerability and insecurity, and in this case, heartbreak. And just like he was saying, there is like, it's never as satisfying of a laugh if it doesn't come from something that's real and that we can all relate to, and that hurts. Like, it's the best laugh when you could cry or laugh, and it could really be either, but hopefully you do them at the same time. And from reading the script on the page, like, I laughed out loud so many times. Like, I'm sure my roommate was in the other room, like, what is going on in there? And I come out with like a tear, but I'm also laughing. It's just like, that's what it's about. And I don't know, for me personally, I never envisioned myself being in this kind of rom-com, maybe just because I never saw people like me in these types of rom-coms. And to play somebody where she's just a person that isn't villainized. Like, usually in these stories, the new lover is somebody that we just all go, ugh, that person. But like, there's nothing you can say about Ginny that is bad. She's just like a stand-up gal, and she's very cool. She owns a damn business. You can't say anything bad. So I don't know. There's just like, then there's just it's just everything. Like, everything together makes this an extraordinary script and an even more extraordinary movie now that it's all come together with everyone. So I don't know. Does that answer?
And you make a mean quiche girl. So yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I can't bake for the life of me, but Ginny's really good at it.
And, Scott, Clark had touched on the script and reading it, and I wonder, what was your reaction? I know it's such a basic question. Like, what was your reaction when you read it? But like, to me, watching it, it is such a there's so many twists and turns. Like, was it fresh to you to read it for the first time? Did it jump off the page?
Yeah, it was a laugh out loud script, and right away you knew, well, I got to do this movie. Uh,
Yeah.
but I'll say to Jason's credit, really, it's, you know, you can read a really good script or a decent script, and then you look at the director and you're like, I don't know if they have it. I watched his movie right away, Big Time Adolescence, and I thought the movie was incredible, and so I knew that I had to do this movie. It was, it was a home run. And I think you touched on a little bit. What I really like about the movie is there aren't a lot of archetypal characters that slide into that cliche genre. You kind of feel for every character, and you like every character in their own way. They all have their own stuff, and that really reminded me of like When Harry Met Sally. You didn't. It's just a grounded exploration of relationships, and it doesn't get long in the tooth, which is really nice.
Yeah. And Charlie and Jason, question for you. The movie is so great at making everyone root for and fall in love with flaws and, of everyone individually, but as well as, a couple, right? How did you both, as a producer and a director, how did you balance the line between, focusing on someone's individuality, but also as a couple?
I can start by saying this, like coming off of, what Scott just said. And I think that Scott had probably the most difficult job in this film, which is you meet him and he is dumping Jenny Slate and you have to still like him. Right. And I think for me, that was like, okay, who's going to be this guy that when you meet him, he's dumping the most likable kind of sweet person and he's not the villain of our story. And you're still going to have to root for his love story and want to root for his wedding and like for his happiness. And it's not this kind of Legally Blonde, like this is Jenny's origin story and fuck this guy, and then like, no, these are two characters that we're going to have to care about for the whole story. And you're going to want her to want him back. And then you're going to want to be excited for him that he's found someone new that actually makes more sense for him. And I think that that was a Herculean task, and Scott did it so well because he has this kind of like this charm and sweetness and this kind of he's sad about breaking up with Jenny. He's not enjoying it at all, and I think that throughout the movie you see that he's just happened to have found someone that makes more sense for him, and I think that that's what Clark did so well. Is that it was so important to me that Clark wasn't this kind of playing this one-dimensional kind of like unattainable character there to make Jenny jealous, but she was. But she had all of the kind of traits of someone that you could see Scott's character falling in love with. That she was ambitious and funny and also a little quirky, and she and the way that she uses her the way we meet her in her Instagram video, and the way that she kind of talking on the phone and just kind of in all of these moments at the pie shop that you're like, oh, I get it, I get why this guy loves her, and I root for this relationship now too. So. I think that making sure there were no villains in the story was something that was really important to me. That you rooted for all of their individual love stories.
Yeah.
And you made them all three-dimensional characters. I know for me, there's been times in my career where, from a producing standpoint, where I feel like I need to be really hands-on and really, steer things. And then I did in this particular go around. It was a lot of learning and a lot of staying out of Jason's way, and because he was really able to hold the tone and he had the whole thing in his head so well thought out. So for me, it was more just like lending my weight where I needed to be like, Jason wants to shoot on a boat. Get this guy a riverboat. Like we gotta let's make sure it happens. Honestly, I learned a lot from you and. Stuff that I've brought to work since wrapping this film, and it's nice too. The longer you do this, to have people who are coming up younger than you, and to still be able to be open to saying, "Hey, I don't have it all figured out. How would you do it?" And then to know when the person coming up is 10 times smarter than you that's the real trick.
Amazing. I feel like we have to get it out of the way. Like, knowing what you guys know now, would you individually accept an invitation to your ex's wedding? Scott, I will start with you.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Mostly just because I'm a fan of awkward moments in life.
How's this going? You must be enjoying
Like
this, yes?
live in those moments.
You love a
Yeah.
junket then.
Love a junket.
Yeah.
All right, so you're a yes, Clark. What do you think?
Oh, I'd say it depends, but like probably. I feel like if they're inviting me, there's got to be a good reason, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But can
And
I
an open
just
bar?
can I add a sidebar that I thought about earlier? I just want to say, and this is a testament to Charlie's character as a human person. He mentioned that Jason needed a boat, and so he got Jason a boat. But I just wanted to add that once we were on the boat, I asked for dolphins, and Charlie got me dolphins.
Wow.
So I got to see them
Yeah.
for the first time ever. And
Oh, wait,
that
for
was
the
'cause of
record, I don't
Charlie
know
and-
that I got you the boat. I just like it was that
No,
kind
you
of
got
thing
the
that
boat,
I
you
was-
got the dolphins.
I was there to
and-
help. I was there to help.
Charlie,
did get
I
you the
just, I'm not
dolphins.
sure I ever said thank you, so thank you for the dolphins.
You're welcome. How are they? They're doing okay?
Well, they seemed happy, and I feel like they just went and lived their life, and that's just all I ever needed. So I just
You're
wanted
welcome.
to take
My
a
pleasure.
time to say
Happy to
thank
help.
you. Yeah.
So Dolphin Giver, dream maker, would you accept an invitation to your ex's wedding?
Absolutely. Anyone can invite me to anything. Now, whether or not I'll go, that's a whole other subject. But I would absolutely accept an invitation. I just might not show up.
That's fair. That's fair.
You're the RSVP guy, and then just don't show up. I like it.
Yeah.
That's a good move.
Yeah, you just never know.
Just bail.
I might Bill Murray it. I might show up. I might not show up. Nobody knows.
And for you, Jason, would you go? Would you show up?
Yeah, sit in the front row, staring at them the whole time. You
Real
did this.
sicko. I like it.
Why'd you invite me?
Here, brought my trombone.
Exactly. No, I've luckily I've not had to be put in this situation.
No.
But it was something that I thought about when we were making the movie. I was like, this is would Scott's character invite Jen? Yes. And then I had been to a wedding a few months earlier where a friend of mine was there, and he was the ex of the bride, and I was like, and I kept thinking about this movie, and I was like, okay, this makes sense. I was like basically following him around and interviewing him. I was like, how do you feel right now? Is this awkward for you? Like,
Yeah.
like, do you want to leave? Like, this must be really hard for you, huh? Like, tell me about that. Tell me everything you're feeling. He's like, I'm just trying to. Yeah, he's like, I don't know. Like, I was enjoying myself.
Say it into this.
Yeah, I'm not really anymore.
Any catchy one-liners
Yeah.
about this?
Yeah.
That's amazing. There is an epic scene in this film. I don't want to give anything away if those who are watching now haven't seen it yet, but there's a really cool karaoke scene in this movie. And since I'm a hard-hitting journalist, I have to ask you guys, what is your go-to karaoke song in real life? Jason, I will start with you.
Oh, please don't start with me. I can't
Sing
sing.
anything?
I can't sing for shit.
If you had to.
If I had to, God, I think that I think I put some of those into this movie, so I think they're in there.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
You know, Torn's a big one. I mean, like You Ought to Know was a great one.
Yeah.
You know I'm a Sinatra guy. I'll do My Way.
My Way. That's a great
That's like
karaoke
I think
song.
that's what I'll do. That I feel that's
Yeah.
safest because I sound
I
the most like
appreciate
him when I
that.
sing.
That's good. Charlie, for you?
I have a go-to song. It's "Midnight Train to Georgia" by Gladys Knight.
Hell yeah.
I can rip that up. I can sing it very well.
Can you sing it at like 10:30 in the morning right now? No, just kidding.
Shit, we're in the same register, Gladys and I. You know, I could have been a soul singer.
Amazing. Clark, for you, go-to karaoke song?
It's never not Jolene by Dolly Parton. It's just I have to.
So
Nice.
good.
It's a good
Yeah.
one.
So good. And also thematic kind of with the movie a little bit.
Yeah, honestly, yes. It's
Yeah.
sad
Yeah.
Well done.
and funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't take her just because you can.
Yeah.
I
and,
know, exactly. And I sure did take, didn't I? Call me
yeah.
Jolene.
I hope you got to keep the dolphins and the wedding ring in this movie. So I'm just throwing that out there. I'm rooting for you. And for you, Scott, what's your go-to karaoke song?
Whitney Houston. How will I know? Next
Hell
question.
All right.
Yeah, that is it. We're going to end it on that. That is the highest note to end this on. Congratulations.
And I hit him
Perfectly. Congratulations, guys. This movie, it's really so great. And I cannot wait for audiences to fall in love with it, just like I did. And I know that everyone in this press conference today has. Of course, I Want You Back airs exclusively on Prime Video February 11th, Valentine's Day weekend, which is the coolest. It's going to be in 240 territories and worldwide countries, which is just the coolest. So for everyone here, thank you guys so much for joining us. Scott, Clark, Charlie, Jason, you guys are the best. And thank you for your time today. And I so appreciate it. And congrats.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys.
Bon
Bye-bye.
voyage.